Burnouts. I am your host, Christian Felipe, aka Fired Up Felipe, aka the Chief Burnout, aka Tropical Chris. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a 5-star rating, comment, share it with your friends, all that. I think I said libe, not like. That's fine. We're cooking, we're rolling. Today, we'll be discussing two wonderful Heat wins in which the Heat were undermanned and on a back-to-back, but still found a way to put up some pretty wild numbers. While beating Charlotte should be expected, it wasn't too long ago when the Heat were known for losing against bad teams and only really showing up against the good teams. So I think we can all sigh in relief that despite beating the brakes off the Hornets the last time the Heat played them, they still decided to go out there and put on a show. Now, the Blazers game, a bit more impressive of a win. They aren't some juggernaut by any means, but they are a good team, and playing them on the second night of a back-to-back where both Powell and Hawkes had tweaked their ankles, it was honestly, for me at least, a surprise that we were able to get this win, especially considering it was a hard-fought one. This Heat team is fun. It truly can be anyone's night. We had Jovic scoring 29 against the Blazers and Powell scoring 25 on the Hornets, with a bunch of guys all scoring in double figures, 6 and 7 respectively. On 6, 7? Shit. On this pod, we'll be going over some takeaways from this game, as well as doing NBA Cup talk and lightly previewing our next two games against the Cavs at home. All that and more after this. How exciting. We're here right now. I'm wearing my tropical shirt. I'm going to wear this shirt whenever something makes me feel tropical. And right now, the Heat won 2 games back to back while missing 2 of our best players. So I'm feeling tropical. We've got a good friend here who is not feeling tropical. He's wearing a black shirt in a library. This is Lenny Almaguer. Thank you for joining us.
How's it going?
We're doing well. We're on cloud 9, some would say. We beat the Blazers, the Trailblazers, which I was not necessarily expecting on a back-to-back with, at the end of the Charlotte game, Norm tweaking his ankle, Jaime tweaking his ankle. It just felt like this was a chalk it up on a schedule loss. But we persevered, which we were talking about this pre-pod, and we can get a little bit more into it. But I feel like skipping ahead, that Trailblazers game is 100% a game we lose last year.
The Trailblazers game and also the Hornets game. I mean, the Hornets game, to build a big lead, this team was last season could build a big lead, and then they would just, no matter, they would go through that stretch where it was, they'd get the 0 for 20, the 0 for, it was
Yeah.
go on these crazy runs. But
Yeah, it was
they managed a way to stick it out.
I think we lost the most, or we had the most blown leads last season of any team, which is, yeah, pretty bad. Not something you'd
Yeah.
like to see. And that is, to your point, that is something that this team showed the opposite of this season. In that Charlotte game, we had that historic 53 points in the first quarter, most in Heat history, second in NBA history for first quarters, which I'll quiz you on that in a moment. But we had that historic 53 points. And then in the second half, Charlotte went on in the second quarter, Charlotte went on a 27-2 run and made it a close game. So yeah, we went from breaking a record to playing absolute terrible. Well, I mean, and even part of it's not necessarily playing terribly, but shots were not hitting and the defense was lackadaisical, to say the least. But we persevered. We didn't just give up. And the Charlotte one was a pretty, I'd say, pronounced win. It couldn't be debated. The Portland game was close. It was, we
The
squeaked it out
Portland
a
game
bit.
was an excellent NBA game. Like if you were just
Yeah.
like a non, like you have no horse in that race and you're just watching the game, that was good basketball. The Charlotte game, I feel like we ended up winning by 15 plus,
I think that's around what it ended at. I'll tell you right now. 108 to
which
126.
incredibly rare for a team to do that. You know, the momentum swing that it is that you built. They had, I think, a 25 plus point lead at one point in that game, and to lose that lead, that's usually
Yeah.
deflating for any team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were able to weather it.
Charlotte got it within 1 point at one point. And I will say we also, to one of those buckets happened at the end of that game to make the lead 18. And that's because this was, which we'll talk about more, this was our first in-season tournament game, the NBA Cup. And
Yes.
point differential matters in NBA Cup games. So I was
You know,
confused too.
I didn't catch it at first. I saw, I think it was Pella that drove to
Yeah.
the rim, and I was like, "There's no shot clock. They could just hold the ball." He laid it in, and then the other people came down fast, and I was like, "Oh, it's a NBA Cup."
Yeah, I was confused because I thought he was just rushing because at first, like, he kind of got pressed for the ball for a moment. So I'm like, oh, maybe he's just like kind of, getting away. But then he kept going to the rim. I was like, oh, All right, he's
No,
just gonna score.
no, he was
Com-
going for the bucket.
Completely forgot that point differential matters in that, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, we ended up making a pretty good win against Charlotte while missing, again, a lot of our players. And you would think that after they got absolutely blown out in their first game against us, that they maybe would have came differently, or, tried harder for a win. I mean, they were missing LaMelo. Again, we were missing also players as well. Con Knipple, uh,
Baller,
he's a good basketball player.
absolute baller,
He is a
absolute baller. That kid.
yeah, very, very good basketball player. Can shoot the hell out of the ball. Even was like good at putting the ball on the ground and dribbling sometimes. Like just in general, a
He just seems like a high IQ player. Doesn't force anything. Plays within the flow of the offense. Can pass the ball. I mean, he could shoot the skin off the ball. Good player.
and to have that like ability to shoot, he went 5 of 13 from three in this game. This is a rookie. Like to shoot 13 threes with confidence and make five of them. And he also hit seven of his seven free throws, which you love to see. He's a shooter. Shooters shoot.
Getting to the line. Yeah.
But for us, I mean, this was in these two games in one we had six players who scored double digits, and then the other one we had seven players who scored double digits. It was just a win by association. Um, Andrew Wiggins continues to be the sweetheart of sweethearts for me, just putting
Man.
up a consistent 20 plus
Yeah.
points,
I was
rebounds,
gonna text you. I was gonna
steals.
text you about the other day because I remember when the season started, he had a couple rough. It wasn't his
It was
activity level was
he was
always there.
cold.
His activity level was always there. The hustle was there, but he would take some questionable shots, and I feel like he's cleaned that up in the last maybe 6 or 7 games,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and they're going in now, which
Yeah,
helps.
the shots are going in. The offense is cleaned up. The defense was always there. He was hustling, but now
He was
like
always hustling, grabbing boards, playing defense, but the other stuff was kind of ugly at times. But he's really figured that out. He's been one of our best players.
yeah, just a wonderful player. There was actually something going around, a screenshot comparing his and Jimmy's stats for the year, and they're actually like somewhat in favor of Andrew Wiggins. They play completely different basketball though, so that's like
Yeah,
kind of taking something out of context. And he also plays with Steph Curry, but yeah, no, I'm so happy to see Andrew Wiggins. Norman Powell also in that Charlotte game kind of put the team on his back for a little bit. 25 points, 10 of 20 shots from the field, 2 of
you
5 from
saw
three.
you saw the press conference after the Charlotte game. They asked him about his hot starts,
Yes, and
and
then after the
yeah,
Blazers game,
and
they said he
and then
jinxed them.
he stunk it up in the first quarter of the Portland game. And he's like, "That's you guys jinxed me."
They I think they did jinx him. I absolutely I'm in love with him. When we traded for him, I was pretty high on the trade. Like I felt like we got a steal because he was really good last year on the West Coast. I think he
And
was
also, I mean,
underrated.
we didn't give anything up for him.
We gave nothing up to get someone who's been I mean right now and the season today, he's an all-star, right? Like he's
I think he's right around 24 points, five plus
oh,
assists, shooting 40, maybe close to 40% from the three. I mean, that's
20
asking a lot.
23 4 2 right now. Yeah, shooting the ball well and
Yeah,
leading the
that's
team.
awesome.
Yeah. He's pretty good. But his in the post game of the Portland game, Jovic and him were both pretty open, which was really nice to see and vulnerable. I don't know if you saw those comments. Jovic spoke to his he said literally, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been rough these past few
Yeah,
days
I saw that.
because he's been playing poorly. And then, he finally had a really good game against Portland where everything just clicked. The shot was falling. He was making the right reads, making the right decisions. And Norm kind of spoke about it too in his post game conference, saying how, young players get in their head a lot after like it's hard for
Yeah,
them to stay even keel. You miss a shot, you start feeling like shit. You make a shot, you feel like you're the best in the world. And it's kind of trying to stay level. And Norm is just being a great vet for the team. I just feel like he's fully embraced Heat basketball. Heat basketball's fully
100%.
embraced him. I don't know how the money works, but I hope we're able to extend him because he's fucking good. And also, a player's good when in all the highlights I see of his player, like fans of other teams that he played for, Portland fans, Toronto fans, Clippers fans are all like, "Damn, miss you,
He
Norm." Like,
missed. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
When everyone
Um,
misses you, it's yeah, that's a good sign.
but to go back on to what you were talking about, Nico, um, I was telling Jose the other day before yesterday's game. I was like, his body language is just so like he just screams frustrated right now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
any little mistake he makes or any call that he doesn't get, which he has a very terrible like his whistle is non-existent.
It's
He
not
gets
good.
no love from the refs, which fine, okay, he's a young player or whatever. But I feel like his body language was just really, really bad. And those like I don't know, it's one of those things where the energy kind of like if you put out bad energy, the game's not going to come to you. Then you're just playing frustrated. You're forcing stuff, and that's what's
Yeah.
happening with him. He was turning the ball over. I just feel like he needs to, just play, just
And
play
and
without thoughts.
and these past two games were perfect. I mean, the Hornets game wasn't the highlight for him, but it was still a good game for him. He had, the 10 points. He was a plus 15. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, a
And
block.
honestly, that's what it's going to look like sometimes. It's not always going to look like the 20 plus point games, multiple rebounds and assists. Like that's not what it's going to look like sometimes.
No,
Sometimes he needs to have a good assist game. Sometimes he needs to just go play some defense and pass the ball. It just depends. It's not one of those teams where anybody's asking him to be the star guy.
No, and I think, and I mean, like we saw it with the Portland game that was his game to score. It was just, whether it was the matchup or whether it was just the night, he had 29 points on 10 of 16 shooting, 3 of 7 from three. So he wasn't cold from three this game anymore. He had 4 offensive rebounds, 9 total,
The
7
only blip you're
assists,
going to find on that stat sheet is going to be his
turnovers.
turnovers.
Yeah, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 turnovers,
Yeah,
which some of the turnovers
yeah.
were sloppy. The ball was in his hands a lot, uh, which he's a young player. I think people forget that he's only 22 years old, even though he's been in the league for a little while already. We got him when he was still in high school, like taking classes like from like
He would
high
take
school in
classes
Europe.
after games and stuff.
Yeah, and to the opposite, which echoing the same sentiment you were just having, Jaime was talking about that in his post game presser, saying how in this offense it can be anyone's night to night. You never know. You just have to find yourself in the flow of it. And Jaime's a little bit older. He's 24 years old. So there's a little bit more of a maturity there. I mean, he even spoke to seeing a mental coach in the offseason. So I think for Jaime, it's a little easier for him to stay even keeled and just kind of play his game and understand what he's doing night to night. Whereas with Jovic, he kind of lives and die by those moments. So
Hmm.
hopefully this has helped stabilize him, because you really have to not, you have to have like the memory of a goldfish when you're a basketball player. You just keep playing. Just doesn't matter if you missed, just keep playing. And to that effect, I also think that the Ware has struggled in the offense for that same reason. I think this is
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe a little difficult for him to not have like the traditional pick and roll offense as this big center, and having to figure out like what he's supposed to do in these games. He played very, very poorly against Charlotte. We don't even have to read
Terrible
the
game.
stat line, but it was just not a good game. He was a
No.
-3 in a game we won. Davion Mitchell was also -3 for some reason, but I think that's just because they shared the court for a lot of those minutes. Uh,
Hmm.
Whereas in this Blazers game, even though Ware didn't play a lot of the second half because Jovic was going off and they just decided to keep the lineup that was working.
Yeah, but he
Uh,
played meaningful minutes.
yeah, yeah, Ware played. He was trying on every rebound. Like I felt like there was a ton of effort. He had 5 offensive rebounds, which is pretty good in 22 minutes to have 5 offensive rebounds.
100%.
Uh, he had 3 blocks. He had a steal. Like he was very active. The 3-point shot has abandoned him. He was shooting great in preseason, and then it's just not there right now. But he's
I think
still
that's one of
shooting
those.
them.
I think that's one of those mental things, though. When someone's struggling and then you're trying to like force those shots, and it's the thing with Kalo that's frustrating is that you see it from time to time where it flashes and you're like, holy shit, this guy could be amazing. And then for some reason he just doesn't have it all the time mentally. It's all mental. You just see like he checks out.
Yeah,
On box outs, he refuses to box out. He doesn't and he doesn't he's afraid to initiate the contact with anyone around him. And he
yeah,
thinks that he could just hover over people and grab boards, but that's you're not gonna be able to grab boards like that. You gotta put a body on somebody.
yeah. The box outs have been bad. I think he doesn't know when to, or he's still learning when to provide help D and when to just box out the guy to hopefully get the rebound. Like, so he gets kind of
Hmm.
caught in the middle sometimes where he's nowhere near close enough to block a shot or affect a shot. And he's also not anywhere near the box out. And then you just have to
Also, I
be a
feel like
little bit more
he
decisive.
he has to be leading the league in goaltends. He's got to
Yeah.
be up there. He's got to be up there
Which
because he has no restraint whatsoever.
I honestly, though, I don't mind it because I wanted him to test that, like, that
Sure,
ability to get up there
sure.
and block those shots.
I'm not gonna be too mad at those.
Yeah, as long as it's not like, it's young. I'd rather him try to get some of those blocks just to see how high he can jump, even just for funsies.
But again, so talking about like why he's been struggling, yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where they get the ball up so quick up the court that sometimes he's kind of just like he's still down playing defense or he lags behind. And
Yeah.
by the time he gets back on the court, it's like he has to hover around the 3-point line or they're already like they already took a shot.
I don't know if like he's just based on how he's always played, not used to running down the court as fast as everyone else does. Even on transition D, I feel like sometimes he's not running
He gets
down as
beat a
fast as he
lot.
needs to. Yeah, he kind of jogs up and down the court.
No,
I
but you know what pisses me off? Every time he gets called out by Spo, the next game you see that guy run as fast as he can up and down the court. And but
it's
it's
a
just for that one game. And he's like,
it's
"Look,
a
I could do it. I just don't want to."
it's a dude, just do it every game.
Nah,
Just
he doesn't want to. Doesn't
but
want to.
which this was the same thing. Charlotte, he had a terrible game, and then against the Blazers, he actually had a pretty good game in the limited minutes he played. And Spo did say in the post game that he didn't sit Ware because of anything Ware did. He was like, I would have
Yeah,
felt
but Spo's
comfy
not
with
gonna
Ware
throw
too.
him under the bus.
Yeah. Well, he would if Ware was playing like shit and just be like, whatever, we didn't see the effort, blah blah blah. But you know, I think Ware was playing fine in this Blazers game, but he's not the
Did you see the clip of the Charlotte game when at some point Spo benched Swear? Bam didn't let him sit down for I think it was like a total of 5 to 10 minutes where he just pulled him to the side and was talking to him the whole time.
that's awesome.
It is awesome, but how many conversations can you have with this guy?
That's what I don't. That's a good point. That's what it's because I forgot who I was talking to about this, but I'm like, Ware must be nasty in practice because all of these guys are constantly talking about how much talent
They're
he
always
has.
like, "Oh yeah, this guy's the real deal," but it's just like mentally he can't sustain it. That
So it's
that
like,
like
what is
that
he doing in
drive.
practice? What is like, release the footage.
You know who would be the greatest player of all time? Khalil Ware with Pelle Larson's motor
Pelle
would be
Larson's motor.
that would be the greatest player of all time.
Pelle Larson is just motor. That's all he is. Just
That guy is pure grit. I love him so much. He is the perfect glue guy for a good team.
there's a funny note, and I'm gonna play this clip when I clip this later.
Mm,
Uh, do you remember the take foul that they got Drew Holiday on Pelle Larson? They were like going in transition. Jovic ended up dunking the ball, and they were reviewing it to see
yes, yes,
if
that
the
he got
foul was
shoved out of the way.
and Drew, they said in the replay, Drew is mad that he thinks Larson initiated the contact. Drew did
Hmm.
shove him, but he thinks Larson initiated. And when they replayed the replay, I watched it a couple times. Larson kind of like winks over to Drew just for like a split second. He just kind of sees him, and I could like see almost this shit-eating grin come across his face. And then he looks back away as he just veers into Drew, and Drew shoved him. And I think,
That's
based on
hilarious.
everything I know about how Larson plays basketball, I do think he wanted to provoke a foul there. Like he was just
A
looking like,
hundred, 100%. He is the biggest weasel, and he's one of those guys that if he's not on your team, you hate him
yeah,
because he's gonna flop. He's gonna just like be a pest on defense the whole game.
he will take an elbow to the face so that you can get
I've
called a
seen him
foul.
take several elbows to the face
Yeah,
in one
he just
game.
puts his face right in you. You get an elbow in it, and it's like, oh, that's
The
yeah.
guy, he's tough as nails, and I think the skill set's starting to come along, where he's piecing together these drives. He has a nice little floater. He's shooting the three. He could pass the ball. He cuts. He's one of the best cutters on the team
He's had a pretty consistent. I feel like what 5 games for us now, where
since
he's just
since he
been.
got put into the starting lineup.
Yeah, you're right so, about because I remember I had worries when they did put him into the starting lineup that I'm like, okay, he's not really been playing great. What are we doing here? But
And I don't know if you saw this, but for the Charlotte game, he was listed at power forward.
was he?
He was listed at power forward. Last game they switched it up. Now they had Wiggins at power forward, but for the Charlotte game, I saw the like box score, and they had him at power forward. And what is he
He's six
six?
five.
He's 6'5", and I would say 6'5" on a good day. He's not a
Yeah.
big 6'5".
I think he has a wingspan though. I think I had checked this. He has a 6'7" wingspan. So yeah, a little
Above
bit
average.
above average wingspan. He's not dinosaur arms like Tyler, which is fine. But
But you know what he
regardless, I've
is?
been love.
He's a
What?
dog. He's a
He's
dog.
a, he. I mean, to have him and Davion Mitchell and Drew Smith all on the same team is
And
so
can we
annoying.
put him on one of the All NBA handsome teams? He's has to be.
That's
I mean, you know, I don't want to be a homer here with our
I.
guys, but
He has a good face. It's not
Pelle
just it.
Larson is a handsome
Yeah,
guy.
he looks like he could be in movies.
And I can say that because he's 24, so it's not like
Yeah.
weird.
No, he's an adult. He's an adult. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, his even when I look up his headshot right here, from Arizona.
It's
This
like he's
looks
a
like a
model. He
yeah,
looks
it's
like
like a headshot.
he's like a Calvin Klein ad.
It's like, what the fuck is this? He has like just the right amount. Yeah, no, that's he's
Look,
on the list.
I'm gonna put him on second team, all NBA. Who has some second team?
Yeah, we'll have to go through because some players that I used to have at the top of the Hanson team, like Kelly Oubre, aren't where they were anymore. I think
Dropped
they,
off. Hey, those
yeah,
guys, they gotta go.
I I think they peaked, but Pelle Larson's definitely up there.
There's a
He
new
he
sheriff in town,
there's a,
and he's from Sweden.
my sweet Swede dude. I love that kid.
Hmm.
He's great. I was gonna save to bring this up later, but I think it's perfect to bring it up right now since we're talking about Pelle, we're talking about Jovic. People have been saying the Lakers have the coldest white boys in the league. They're calling
Mm,
themselves the Snowtime
yeah,
Lakers. I
yeah.
think naturally there's not an argument for us to say we're colder than them because they have
No,
Luka Doncic heading that machine.
I think they might have the two coldest white boys.
Yeah, so this is a twofold question. Does Jaime count as a white boy? And if so, does that vault us into the second coldest white boys in the league?
So the only reason you wouldn't add him is because he's Mexican.
Yeah,
But
half Mexican.
but here's also the thing: he doesn't speak Spanish.
Ah, and the other
He
half of
speak
him is European.
he speaks Spanish probably just around the same level that you speak it at.
Okay, so he can like talk to his
Proficient,
grandparents a little
understands
bit.
it, could speak with his
Yeah.
grandparents. Sure, could have a conversation in a closed space. But
He's not
that
doing a
guy's
Spanish interview.
no. They like to call him the he's a Yo Sabo kid.
What?
You
Oh,
know,
Yosa. That's good.
yeah,
That's good. He's half Mexican, half Norwegian. So I think, yeah, he has to count as a white boy, right?
he's a white boy in my book. We do have some pretty good white boys, and I don't know if you noticed yesterday they had a pretty close to an all white lineup.
It's getting, when we get Tyler back, we might see it.
Well, they had, and here's the lineup they had out there. They had Pella, Nico, um, who's the other?
Jaime,
Fontecchio, Jaime, and then Drew Smith, which
Drew Smith, light skin.
he's light skinned. He's light skinned. And that's a pretty.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the whitest lineups any team could put out there.
Oh, and that performs too. Because not
Yeah,
just like
we're not just throwing these guys out there. These guys are hoopers.
yeah, no, that actually is probably pretty close. What is Drew Smith? Like, where is he from? He feels like Hawaiian, like Polynesian to me.
I think he's
But
from Wakanda.
I doubt that very much so. We'll have to check. We'll have to confirm that later on. He was born in Indiana, but that's not necessarily what his
Yeah,
background
Indiana,
is.
Wakanda.
He has very curly hair when he grows it out. It looks like very Polynesian.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't used to hate him.
I always felt bad for him because every time he'd have a stretch of good games, he would tear his ACL. It's just like, and they were tragic incidents. I know one of them, his foot like fell through the court. I think this was in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
that was in Cleveland. There was a trap door on the side of the court.
I feel like that wasn't a big enough deal. If it
No
was
one made, yeah. If it was
if that was a
anybody
star
else,
player, like a real
yes,
player that
correct,
just
100%.
his
The
foot,
fact that it was Drew Smith, it kind of just got like swept under the rug, like whatever, shit happens.
I would be
But that
suing.
shouldn't happen.
No, his
Why did that
foot
happen?
went through what's supposed to be a solid wood floor,
No.
and then he tore his ACL. Like that's I don't know where how that happens or how that's allowed, but just wonderful that he's actually recovered and is playing really well. Spoelstra loves him, which is
I see it though. Like I didn't used to see it, and I was like, bro, why does Spoke keep giving this guy opportunities? I don't see it. But now you see it, and it's like he's so solid. He doesn't make any mistakes. He's a pest on defense. He can shoot the rock. He can pass. Like he's a player.
he has to be leading the league in like deflections.
He's
He's
got to
just
be up there.
constantly tapping the ball out of people's
There was a
hands.
stretch at the end of the first half in the Portland game where I think he was responsible for grabbing like three turnovers, just like deflections, getting a steal here. He loves the back tapping where he
The
lets the
back
guy get
tap.
past him and just back taps the ball.
It's really annoying. It's really annoying. That's I can't imagine enjoying going against that. But he's a pest. Our whole defense is a pest. They love taking charges. They love getting steals. I think we had how many steals total in this Portland game? We
We forced
had
a good amount of turnovers.
we had 8 steals in the oh no, that's them. We had 17 steals in the Portland
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
That's that's a lot of steals. We are, I think, top 3 in steals in the league right now. I have this written down. which is exciting. We're top five in steals. We're top five in steals.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, just it muddies their other team's offense so much, and it helps us get out in transition, which is wonderful to see. Which I mean, and the moment you get Hawkes or Wiggins in transition, I feel like those guys are running down the court. It's just like easy buckets. So wonderful. Hawkes, I don't know how I feel about yet. I think I like it. They keep calling it the Jaime Highway.
Eric Reed. Eric
Yeah,
Reed's
or
been
agreed.
giving him the Jaime Highway.
I think is it makes me want to record a remix of like Life is a Highway to like Jaime's Highway. I want to see if maybe that's if there's some potential there. But it is honestly though, I don't know how this happened, but Jaime is just one of the best players running in transition. Just
He's just smart. He has a high IQ, and I feel like last season he was getting stuck with the indecision was killing him, where he would
yes.
either do I spin, do I go left, do I go right, do I shoot, do I pass? I feel like he's not even thinking this year. He's just he's relentless attacking the rim.
And my goodness, it seems like he loves to go right. That crossover he had, I think it was in the Hornets game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was
That
man,
led to the dunk.
yeah. He just faked right for half a moment and then cross left, yammed it on Klingon. Not on Klingon, on
Uh, uh,
the
I don't
Hornet
want to say his
center.
name. I don't want to mispronounce it. I think it's Cockbrenner.
Yeah, yeah, call Brenner. Uh, just yammed it, just fucking yammed it, and that explosiveness, like he did not have the confidence last year to make that kind of move.
No,
And
no.
he's just constantly looking for the right cut. I mean, Larson are both really, I feel like, good cutters, just knowing the right moments to kind of make that cut to the basket, little slip in the background, cutting baseline. And it just leads to easy buckets. Like, I feel like half the time Jaime is scoring, it's easy. And I was looking at this earlier. Um, when you're looking at players who score at the rim, let me tell you right now, where did I keep this?
He's up there with Shea and Giannis.
Yes. Yeah. He is
Yeah.
one of the best scorers at the rim. Like lately. Yeah. Hawkes is tied for third most field goals made within 5 feet of the basket. The people who are ahead of him are Giannis and Jalen Duren, who are both giants. And then the people who are below him at this point now, like right in the same range, he's tied with Wemby, Jalen
Oh yeah.
Johnson, and Hardenstein. These are all,
Centers, big guys.
yeah. And Hawkes is tied with them for third most field goals made within 5 feet.
And Hyman's standing at 6'6", and I don't think it's 6'6".
He's big bodied,
He's
but
a generous 6'6". He's
yeah,
230. He's a
but
big boy.
his just speed to take bigger defenders off guard and footwork, like the agility to be able to spin and make the right reads, the little Euro step and sometimes like the Pinoy step. He
He's been pulling out the Euro step lately. It's nice.
It's really nice. And he's big enough that if you're smaller than him, he just kind of pushes through you, which was Denny's freaking secret sauce today. Denny, I felt like, was just unstoppable coming, like attacking us at the rim tonight. He's
He
a
was
really
really
good
good.
basketball
He's
player.
people were saying, did he skip the All-Star phase and go right into Superstar? I saw someone saying that.
Too
I don't think
soon?
so. I think
Too
too
soon.
soon. I think too
But
soon. But I certainly think he needs he should get the All-Star nod this year.
yeah, I mean, like, we're only a couple games of the season, but like, if this is the whole season, if this is just how he plays basketball, then yeah, I mean,
Also,
Portland wasn't even expected to be good.
Portland's pretty good.
Yeah, they weren't expected to be though.
No, they weren't.
No one was thinking they'd be fighting for a playoff spot in the West. I mean, besides them. And
Nah, not
he's
even them.
not yeah, and he's definitely like a major part of it. I mean, Drew Holiday has been a great addition for them and actually seems to be playing like meaningful basketball for them, not being resentful of the trade,
That
which is
must feel
great for him.
good for someone like Drew. Like you go to a team where it's everyone's like this team's not gonna be good, but a player like like you bring to a team, and he's just changed the way that they play. I mean,
Yeah.
it's championship culture.
It's the right culture. Losing their gambling addicted coach has probably benefited them a bit.
Allegedly.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad for Billups, but just to highlight too, we were talking about this pre-pod, but we need to say it for the record. Denny Avdija wasn't drafted by the Blazers. He was drafted by the Wizards. And
He
the
was.
Wizards traded him to the Blazers, and they got Malcolm Brogdon,
Rest in
Carlton
peace.
Carrington, the 14th overall pick of last year,
Never met him.
a- and the 2029 first round pick swap with Portland, and then a couple second rounders.
That's brutal.
That's
That's
not
brutal.
enough.
No,
That's not
that's not
enough.
enough.
This
And
guy's
Washington,
good.
to be fair, Washington, have you been keeping up with Alex Sarr?
Alex Sarr's having a good season. He's
No,
having a
no, no.
better
He's not.
season.
No, he's not having a good season.
He's having a better season.
He's having an amazing season. Look at this stat
Yeah.
line. I saw it
Oh, okay,
yesterday.
okay. You're going up on that.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah. No,
yesterday he have a breakout game?
no, but I saw his stats yesterday for the first time.
Oh,
He's
like
shooting.
games in a row?
He's at basically 19 points, almost 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 53% from the field.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
He's having
That's
a
really,
great
really
season.
good.
He's having a great season. Unfortunately, the team is not good.
No, I mean,
No,
who
they're
else is
one
on
and
that?
nine.
Who
Oh
else is on that
no.
roster that is meaningful? That's what I mean.
Oh
That's what I mean.
no.
Like, there's not CJ McCollum. Oh, there's Carlton Carrington. Yeah,
Wait,
Keyshawn George has been playing all right.
let me look at that roster real quick.
There's not a lot of
I
guys on
need to
that
get my own eyes
roster.
on this.
There's not a lot of guys.
Bagley, one of the worst draft picks of all time.
Yeah, wow. He went above Luca, mind
Got
you.
drafted right before Luca.
Yeah, Sacramento Kings. They didn't need Luca. Why would
Yeah,
you?
okay.
Why would you draft Luka Doncic?
Who the fuck doesn't need Luca?
The
Also,
Mavericks don't.
can't Whitmore. I've seen he's been struggling. That's
Yeah,
another
I
one
mean,
that people always compare him with Jaime because they got drafted around the same time. And I've seen Heat fans last season. They were saying like, man, we should have drafted Whitmore. No, we shouldn't have.
oh, Washington Wizards have the worst point differential in the league, by the way.
I mean, they're terrible, but
Yeah.
the roster's not that bad.
Do you want to know what they're projected to win currently? How many games total?
13.
10.6.
Oh,
That's,
what
I
do
mean,
you
it's
do if you're a
early.
Wizards fan? Like, what do
You,
you,
all you
you
do
know?
is continue to hope for a generational prospect to get drafted. That's all you do. You
But
just
you
hope.
watch the games?
No,
No,
no.
I feel like I'd watch the games.
Do they have a good hockey team?
Not really. They used to be good.
One good thing I will say about the Washington Wizards is the pink cherry blossom uniforms. That's those are
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Those are cool. You got a team that embraces the color pink, the Heat now with the Vice Knights jerseys coming back. I
I'm
feel like
happy they're back.
pink is underutilized in basketball. It's a good color when shown right. So that's the only thing that they really have going for them, and that hopefully they draft one of the Boozer twins or AJ DeBonsa.
I'm really upset at what I just saw here. One and nine is just unacceptable.
No, it's really bad
And let me
basketball.
see what they got coming up here. Just
Well, what
Detroit.
their
They're
what
gonna
their next couple
yeah.
games are gonna be.
Let's see when their next win is gonna be. They got Detroit November 10th. That's a loss.
That's a
Houston
loss.
November 12th. That's a loss. Ooh, they got Brooklyn.
That's a
Brooklyn.
good game. That's a toilet bowl. Brooklyn's 1 and
Brooklyn.
8.
Brooklyn coming into Washington. I think they get their second win of the season right there.
That's a good win. Yeah, they could do this. But Brooklyn's
Tickets
also fighting for their second
tickets
win.
as low as $11, by the way. I don't know if you want to catch a quick flight to Washington D.C.
We could probably catch a flight and sit courtside for cheaper than like trying to sit at good seats to a good game.
Nah, if I'm in D.C., I'm storming the Capitol.
That's the only thing there is to do.
Nah,
That's the only thing there is to do. It's at least they have their own pick though. The New Orleans Pelicans are 2-7 and they do not have their own pick because they traded it. So
that guy needs to get fired. I think it's what's his name, Dumars, right? I think that's your
yep,
GM.
yep,
Dumars needs to go.
yeah. That's
What
really
a
bad
epic disaster! And honestly, I feel bad for Derek Queen, their draft pick, because
because it's unfair.
it's unfair. People are gonna put these expectations on him, and he doesn't need that.
And he
But
looks
also,
good.
he looks good. He
Yeah,
looks
he's
good.
good.
And now it's never gonna be worth what the fuck they did.
No, it's like the thing is like both Jeremiah Fears and him have looked good,
They look just fine.
but you don't and you didn't even put a protection on it.
There was some really bad moves at this year's draft. The Brooklyn
You could
Nets had no business taking all three of their draft picks. Everyone was waiting for them to trade a pick or two to like maybe I don't know move back and acquire an extra asset at a later time or whatever. They drafted three guys, three
that
Jewish
three for,
guys.
and they all I think play like with the ball in their hands.
Two of them are point guards, Demon and
Seraph,
Seraph. Yeah,
yeah,
they're both point guards. And then Danny Wolf. which I
No,
think is like
they
older.
drafted 4 first-round picks.
No, no, did they?
Igor
Who was their fourth?
Denham, Nolan
Uh-huh.
Traore,
Oh, they
Ben
did
Serif,
draft
and
Traore,
Danny
another
Wolf.
point guard.
Another point guard. And then in the second round, they drafted a point guard.
What are they doing?
Why would you draft 4 point guards?
Hold up, I gotta see something. Who's
They're
running
just
that team?
they're just like
It's
someone.
Sean Marks, no?
I think it is, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's Sean Marks.
They're like one of these guys has to be good. That's just what they're hoping. Just one of them is good.
It isn't he, Sean Marks. He's lost the plot.
I don't. You you
He's lost the plot.
don't- like why didn't they even try to like trade up for something or I don't know. That's just
I'm
a
assuming
weird.
Traore is not Jewish.
No, I think he's French.
Yeah, but he could
He's
be French and
French.
Jewish. There's no
He
French
could be.
Jews.
He could be. He's not ethnically Jewish. He could be French or Jewish, but no, I don't know. He is from Créteil, France, and I know nothing more about him because I have not watched a Brooklyn Nets game yet because I do not plan on watching
No, that's not gonna
Brooklyn
happen.
Nets games. There's just good basketball games to watch out there. You know,
Lots of good hoops being played around the league right now.
yeah. Which I mean, look, I also want to take a moment to say that um the last time I recorded, I was despondent. It was after seeing Bam get injured. They had not revealed yet what his injury
Mm,
was, so I
yeah.
was sad about that. And also, suppose house burnt down. So I was not. I mean, not that that like affects my life too much, but it was just not a good morning.
No,
Uh,
no, no.
Happy to hear it's a toe sprain, so Bam will hopefully be back in a couple weeks. And also, Spo is just such a fucking guy, man.
He's a warrior.
I saw a post about this, and it asked, "Is Spo the most beloved Miami sports figure right now?"
I would
And
say so.
I think so. Like,
I saw the same tweet. The only side note would be Messi, but we don't claim like Messi's not ours to claim.
yeah, Messi, yeah, Messi
That's a
didn't
global figure.
exactly,
It
exactly.
feels like Spo's not from Miami, but I mean at this point
He's
he kind of is.
homegrown. Yeah, he is like when you think of the Heat, I feel like at this point, the first thing you think of is Coach Spoelstra. You
Other
maybe think Pat Riley
yeah, but I feel like Pat Riley at this point
is more in the background.
is more in the background, and people have kind of like they've switched up on Pat a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I feel like the most beloved figure right now in South Florida sports is definitely Spo.
Yeah.
Spo and Sasha Barkov from the Panthers. But
Oh, that's a
again,
good point. Yeah, but
but
that's more niche.
but hockey isn't as popular as basketball is in the city.
No,
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 I
which
understand they're back-to-back champions, all that, but it's never going to be as big as NBA and NFL here.
it also hurts that the hockey arena is nowhere near the city.
No,
It's
it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
I think it's very technically in a different city
Try
than
to make it to as many games as possible. I think last season I went to like two or three. They're a
it's not
good
bad.
time. They're a good
No, it's
time.
I mean they're a fun team. They're really good and like hockey's fun. I the first year we
Yeah,
won the
yeah, yeah.
championship, I started watching a little bit and I'm like, oh, it's actually kind of cool.
I think this team is pretty cool because they're gonna get you know this generation of like us when we have kids will be like, oh, let's watch some hockey or whatever. So they're gonna have a different generation of fans that are gonna come up watching hockey because of these
That,
good
that's
teams.
true. And that's what's important about being competitive, not just in any sport is
Correct.
even if you're not necessarily winning anything at the moment, which I mean the Panthers are, but just getting a fan base riled up and it's that slow incremental movement so that 20 years from now our
Mm-hmm.
kids are like diehards Cats fans, because I unironically am saying like go Cats. Like it's like a
Vamos
normal
Gatos.
thing. Vamos Gatos. It's a normal
Yeah.
thing to say and it's not just fucking around. It's like, I root for the Panthers. It's a team that I am rooting for, not just prior to 2 3 years ago. I mean I knew they existed, but I wasn't paying any attention to them.
Did you
Uh
see the list that came out this week of the attendance ratings so far in each NBA arena?
I think what are we top 3, top 4 somewhere in there?
We're top five. I think they got us at five.
That's
And it's only five because of our capacity. There's arenas with more capacity, but we're 100% sold out so far every game.
it's been a thing, and I've vented about this, ranted about this before
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
pod, but
It
it's
pisses. I try not to talk about it because it pisses me off, but it's
people don't
horseshit.
realize how hard it fucking is for Heat fans to get to the arena. It's not easy to get to the arena. It's
On a
really hard.
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. start. I mean, if you work till 5:30, it's nearly impossible to make it there on
You
time.
get home at 6:30.
No, I think going home is a pipe dream. You're never
Yeah,
gonna make it at that point. At that point,
you have to
you're
go
getting there in the second quarter,
exactly. You have to go straight. You have to go straight.
which is sometimes what happens. Fans don't start. They start trickling in the beginning, and then I promise you, by midway through the second quarter, it is a full house.
It is always, yeah, it's always
And if
full.
it's a
It
close game, fourth quarter, the place is rocking.
it also doesn't help that this is another like a peeve of mine is that our arena, the steps are the same color as the seats. So when
Right,
there's some empty seats, it makes it look
yeah,
like there's even more empty
but
seats.
they kind of fixed that now with the new lighting that they have, that the
Yes,
crowd is blacked out, so you can't really see too much into the crowd, and
it
the
looks better.
spotlight onto the court.
Yeah, it does help
It looks like a more theatrical.
because it really did like draw too much eyes, too many
No,
eyes to
it
the
was a
idea
bad
that
look because people would look and say, "Oh, look, there's a bunch of like empty rows," but it's not rows; they were just staircases that were painted
those
the
are
same as the seats.
yeah, those are just staircases. You're just like seeing blurred out stuff that's
No,
happening there.
nobody in any arena is sitting on a staircase actually.
No, but nonetheless, it is so great to like hear Heat fans at the arena cheering and like getting excited for this. We don't even have like, and I mean, to us, we're diehard Heat fans, but we don't really
Mm,
have like an attention drawing star on this team right now. If you ask like your average just basketball fan in Miami, not like a Heat fan, like,
hmm
hey, who are you most excited to see on the Heat? They probably don't. They'd probably have to ask you a couple questions like, oh, is Hero still on the team? So yeah,
Yeah,
he's still
I
here.
feel
He's not
like right
playing.
now the players that get the most love are Tyler. Tyler has like a cult following, and
Yeah,
Jaime because of the Latin
because
thing,
the Latin thing
the
for
Latin
sure.
connection.
People love Hyman because even Bam, like Heat fans love Bam. Obviously, every Heat fan loves
Yeah.
Bam, but I don't feel like he gets the attention that he deserves. Which there was a thing going around. Which man, another reason I'm very mad that he's not going to be in this first Cavs game. Bam is on like a snatch your chain tour where
Yeah, I saw
every
that. I think
yeah
Kenny beat him, right?
yeah, which I've been on that same take, but he put it in better words than me, so I'm gonna give him credit for that because that I like that phrasing of it. But I think Bam doing that is starting to draw a little bit more attention himself, and also him dating Aja Wilson publicly, I think is actually bringing attention to himself because Aja
Sure.
Wilson's a bigger star than he is.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, he doesn't bring in the fans that much. But I think they're gonna start to, and once Tyler's back, obviously with his bleached eyebrows, will
Mm.
that'll add to the thing there. There's actually something I'm gonna draw it up on my phone here since we're talking about Bam. There was
Yeah.
a mock trade that was going around Blazers circles that
I
I
saw
saw.
it. I saw it, and
Yo,
I don't want to discuss it. It's an
so you
absolutely
don't
ridiculous.
think you
It's
don't think it's a valuable
who they
trade?
trying to give us? They were trying to give us did they even include
Fucking
Shaden Sharp?
just yeah, just no, they didn't include Shaden Sharp.
Oh,
They
nice.
did it.
Of
Yeah,
course they didn't.
yeah. Oh fuck, I
What a
don't even have
delusional set
they didn't
of
include
people.
Sharp or Avija or Scoot.
Right. So who they want us to take
I
clean?
think they were gonna send us like a pick, maybe two picks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Why?
still mad about the way that the whole, well, we're the ones that got fleeced in the Dame situation, but
Which they got.
they always took personal that the fact that we were always like, I mean, you guys are the franchise is holding this guy hostage. It ended up working out for them, whatever relationship that they have, but yeah, we're not gonna give you Bam.
A Blazer fan had tweeted Jeremy Grant, Yang, and three picks would do the trick. And then the
Yes,
account that
sure.
originally posted it said, I feel like Yang has too much potential though.
Right, so he was almost like, no, that's too much, that's
That's
overpay.
too that's an overpay. Yeah. Jeremy Grant, three picks, and Yang is too much for Bam. So we're just giving him for
Right, right. Okay. No, yeah, of course. Yeah, that sounds great, guys.
also your picks are gonna be worth so much when you add Bam to your lineup while giving nothing up. That's a wonderful
Do
trade
you
for us.
think that anybody in our front office would deal with anybody in the Portland front office at this point?
After that, no. Until there's a change in management. That was just, they disrespected us. I mean, uh, the Dame package, not even the full Dame package, just Jaquez and Jovic dismantled a healthy Blazers team. So, and that's not even including Hero, who just had his best season last year. Those were the players who weren't worth your time. That
No, no, they wouldn't even consider it. They were like, no, no, you
no,
guys are.
that Kevin O'Connor said would have been the worst trade in NBA history if
Man,
they gave us
I hated that whole thing.
that saga was really annoying. I feel like Heat
It
fans are
was
being so
annoying, man.
gaslit. And that's honestly, that's what that maybe is like my origin story as to like what made me start wanting to have a podcast talking about the Heat more because a lot of the national figures I listen to for podcasts, which I do love, I appreciate all of them. Even Kevin O'Connor, I like a lot of his content. but a lot of them are like Boston homers,
Mm-hmm.
West Coast homers, not a lot of Southeasterners in it. So I feel like a lot of the times they talk about the Heat, they wouldn't really know what they were talking about. The only people in the world who give us any credit, Bill Simmons gives us actually a ton of credit because he hates the Heat and he's fearful of them. So
It comes from fear.
if it comes from fear. So it's not like I appreciate him talking about the Heat, but at least I appreciate that he respects us. And then Zach Lowe, I feel like actually gives
Yeah, yeah.
real takes on the Heat and I'm not saying that those are the only people in the world who talk about Heat basketball. That's not my point. But like the national biggest figures, they were they
I
were the
just
main ones.
yeah,
And so I'm
yeah.
like, I need to at least just scream out into the void that maybe you guys aren't paying enough attention and our team isn't as bad as people think it is. And
You know what it is? It's usually people that they have been personally victimized by the Miami Heat in the past. Like
yeah,
if you look at the Boston guys, the Big Three era for the Heat, I mean, we were giving it to them every single year.
yeah,
So that they got left with a bad taste in their mouth from that time. There's also like the Chicago people and all those kind of the Indiana writers. I don't know if you remember this. It was a couple, maybe like 5, 6 years ago in a summer league game. This is how sick I am. I was watching this game.
yeah.
It
Like
was
this is
they were talking about this was right the season I think the off season that we drafted Tyler.
okay.
And
Yeah,
it was George Sedano and some guy, some announcer from Indiana, and they were just talking, and Sedano was like, "Yeah, because Spo's definitely a top five coach in the league," and the guy's like, "No, no way," like basically denying the fact that Spo was even a he's not even top 10 in my opinion. And
I
George Sedano was
think
like,
I
"No,
remember this
I
clip.
think," and George Sedano was like, "No, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Like you have no idea what you're talking about." That is just a bitter Indiana guy that
There's
refuses to give any credit.
which I mean, I think people like him don't exist anymore, right? Like there's no one in the world
No,
who doesn't think
no, that was
Spo isn't.
before the two finals runs, before the bubble run, and then 23 run, and
Yeah, there is no argument. He
Team
is.
USA coach, $120 million contract extension, highest paid coach in the league. Like,
Yeah, in
yeah,
my
yeah.
opinion, the best coach in the league. But at the very least, you have to say he's like in the top three coaches in the league. You can't go under three.
You could give me an argument for three other guys maybe that you would put first or something like that, but
But
I don't
like,
want. I mean, I still think he's the best coach in the league because he gets the
tr-
most out of the least amount of skill.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I mean, the 41-41 season, I feel like was already so much proof of what he was capable of. Like when you look at that roster and what he was able to do with it, I mean, when you look at what he's doing right now,
Literally right
that
now.
we just, it's not most coaches, in fact, the majority of coaches wouldn't reinvent their whole system in a year.
No. And another guy that has had his success just got named Team USA coach to have the humility to go out and be like, all right, I need to reinvent this offense because this is not cutting it. It's not going to work.
That itself is a mark of how great he is. Like just not being stubborn and
I don't know if
realizing
you
like
ever saw the Mind the Game clip with LeBron and Steve Nash that he's talking about when I think it was it still JJ Redick at this point? I'm not sure
I think it
that
might have been.
that they were talking about the year that they lost in the finals of 2011, and then Spo went out to go practice, to go see practices with Chip Kelly, that he was running the Oregon football team, and to like kind of take a look at their spread offense and how he could implement that into the
Yes.
league.
Yeah.
That was coming off a finals appearance, like, and he was like, "No, I need to reinvent this. This is not going to work." Spo's done that a couple times now, and it's impressive.
He's addicted. He is a
No,
sicko for
he's a
basketball.
psychopath.
Yeah.
He's a psychopath.
There's nothing he cares about more than I mean his children and basketball. It's
That's it, though.
yeah, that's pretty much it. This guy lives and breathes this stuff, and that's the reason we're as good as we are. That's the reason why no matter who's on this roster, anytime we're in a playoff series, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, we have a
They
chance
got a
though.
shot. They got a shot.
They got a shot. Like we have Coach Fulstra, so there is always a shot. And I have noticed I took this note down, and then I took this note down during the Hornets game, and then in the Blazers post game conference, uh, Spo said a comment about how he's been dictating and orchestrating the spacing while they're on the floor.
I
And
didn't see that.
during the Hornets game, I think it was in the fourth quarter, there was a point where the camera panned and you see Spo all the way at the end of the court, and he's like pointing while like they're live in action, telling people where to go.
Mm,
And I was, it was really interesting to me just seeing him in the moment. And I don't know what he's saying. Obviously, he wasn't mic'd up, but in the moment, it looked like an orchestrator, like just someone directing it. And then in the next game, he mentions like, yeah, during the game, like I'm out there, like I'm not calling plays, but I'm telling them like I'm directing
yeah,
spacing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So very interesting. I'm gonna like continue to keep an eye out for that because I don't feel like that's something I see coaches do often. Uh, just like out there moving with the team. But I mean, he's always been one of the most like animated coaches. I feel like when he's fired up in the moment,
Oh man, did you see him yesterday taking the challenge?
that challenge was,
I love his reactions to that kind of stuff because he was at first he's like, I'm not gonna challenge this, and then he was looking around. He looks up at the screen, he sees the crowd reaction, and then he gets pissed again. He's
he
like,
got so
ah,
pissed off.
challenge. He
Fucking
gets mad that he tells them like, you guys are making me do this, but I shouldn't have to use this timeout. I
yeah,
shouldn't have
like
to use this challenge.
yeah, he doesn't want to have to waste it. He's like, this is bullshit.
I love you can hear him sometimes through like the TV speaker where he's screaming at the refs. And the other day he told one of the refs, you guys are not paying attention. You guys need to focus. He was basically like telling them, you need to focus.
He definitely has a leash with the refs to not get texts
100%. He should be
because of
getting way more teas.
because of his reputation, and that makes me think, which
He
I've never
straight up
thought of
scolds
before.
them like if he was their parent. He's like,
I
you guys
can't wait
need
for
to focus.
I can't wait for him to be even older. Like, think
Oh,
about when he gets
like
into like
pop
old man,
level where it's just like
where
he's
they
a
can't tell him,
sarcastic douche.
and they can't tell him anything. Because
No,
once you're like, if you're 70 and you've been coaching for 40 years, it's like,
no.
fuck. It's
They
like,
give him the little shoulder tap, like, hey coach, I got you. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
I'll get
good,
it next
good.
time.
My bad. You're right. I fucked up there. Which
I love when he gets
honestly,
sassy though. Or when he just
it's
like I love how he calls timeouts. He doesn't say timeout to anybody. He just walks into the court.
he
And then the
he
refs have to
oh,
look at him like, all right, he wants a timeout. Like they
he
know at this
always
point he doesn't say anything. He just storms the court. He just
he
walks into the
storms the
court.
court. It's
And they know like, okay, timeout.
obviously he's nowhere near this level yet. It's still very early on, but who gives me flashes of this is JJ Redick,
JJ.
which I hate
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
But the
JJ's the
anger
same
in
exact way.
JJ, he
Did you
is
see his
so
you saw his post game conference from yesterday? He was pissed.
beautiful content. Just
He wasn't having it.
that
He wasn't
anger,
having it. Yeah.
he is you know that he is a basketball sicko. He is also like all he does is probably just fucking watch the film and look into stats and just nonstop. He's not thinking about anything else.
Honestly, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
People
and
were
also you could take the JJ Redick route. You could be an NBA coach. He went from podcaster to coach.
I think you're skipping one of the other things he did that was important, but you're right. You're right.
He hooped a little bit. I don't know if he was any good though.
He might have been okay. He
Yeah, I
was
think he was just okay.
I think he had a good college career. That was about it. Just
Yes, yeah, he was. But you so did you though.
yeah, so I had a great college career. That's true.
Yeah,
But JJ Redick, man, is just awesome. I don't know how anybody who heard him ever speak about basketball thought that like
yeah.
this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's a basketball savant.
Yeah, he's very smart, and I also feel like it helps when role players are coaches, just because they can approach it in a different way than a star can. I feel like it's really hard for a star to like
It's hard for
understand.
stars to reason with the eighth or ninth guy on your bench or whatever. Because it's like
Yeah,
I've never been there. I don't know what that's like.
yeah. I don't know what it's like to just wake up and be fucking blessed by God at this to be one of the best ever.
But towards the
It's
end of
not
his
for
career,
everyone.
JJ Redick rode pine for the New Orleans Pelicans, for the Dallas Mavericks. There was times where he lost minutes to, he had no minutes.
Yeah.
So he knows what
Yeah,
that's like.
he knows the full like arc of a player, throughout like finding his role and excelling in his role. So I think that helps him a lot being able to relate to people. And also like it's a quote I've brought up before. I don't know if I've ever said it on this pod, but uh it's a quote from a college coach, which I'm forgetting, but I heard it on the Chris Vernon The Mismatch podcast. They'll never know how much you care. I'm sorry, they'll never care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's that mixture of knowing, being intelligent and researched, but also like people have to know that this is coming from like passion, not just
Right.
you being a know-it-all, but like I fucking love this stuff. I want the best out of
That's a
you. I
good.
want the
Yeah,
best
that's a
out
good
of
quote.
everything. And that's what I think that good mix is, to not just be like some coy douche and actually,
It
speak
also
to it.
helps when you have Luka Doncic on your team.
Yeah, I forgot how they got that. I don't know how Luka Doncic just ended up on that team.
It was a gift
It's
from
really
God.
weird. Yeah, really, really weird. Because I mean, I know defense wins championships. That's what Nico Harrison says. But
Uh, would not. You know who doesn't believe in that? Katie.
KD does not believe in that. You're very right.
You saw
You're
Draymond
very
fired back at him, and he was like, basically saying like you had to play defense to win championships. But it's like, yes, I 100% think the defense wins championships. Like I think Katie's underselling that, by the way.
That's what I think. I'm like, I think it's such a dumb, like, KD was speaking in an inflammatory way, and I think both thoughts are like, you
It was
need
a super.
both.
The quote was super cool, like bonus aura points.
Yeah,
But the point itself, I don't think holds much weight. You need to have a really good defense.
yeah. Like at the end of the day, you need to get a stop. If you can't get a stop, then the,
That Golden State team was really good on defense. Clay in his prime was clamps. Draymond
I
Green, I
mean,
mean, multiple Defensive Player of the Year award. KD is 7 feet tall,
and was playing good D for them. Was playing pretty good D for
and then you
them.
had Andre Iguodala, which was a defensive ace. Like that team was really good defensively.
Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, we're seeing it right now. The Heat are, I think we're like 12th, somewhere in the middle, like middle tier offense right now, which we're missing players, obviously, so that affects it. But
Hmm.
we're like top five defense, top six defense, and which is odd at the pace we're playing. We're still the fastest pace in the league, and
I saw,
somehow,
I think it was before yesterday's game that I saw that we had the fifth. We were fifth ranked in defensive rating. It doesn't make any
yeah,
sense. I
we've
feel
been
like we're getting
floating
we're.
around that.
I feel like our defense hasn't been really any good. We're just scoring more points than other teams. But hey,
I think it's because, and I agree, it's like we've had a lot of bad stretches of defense, but then eventually we clean it up somehow. So like you weight it, and then also it's point like defense rating and offensive rating is per 100 possessions, and since we're getting so many possessions in a game,
there's extra
like
possessions there. Yeah.
yeah, like it muddies out, it like waters out those really bad ones. But yeah, and I'm also surprised that our offense is middle of the pack. I mean, again, I guess it makes sense with us missing the players we had, but today even I was looking at it, and I think Crotty or Reed had mentioned it at the end of the game, but we had 74 points in the paint against the Blazers. Not today, last night. The Blazers typically only allow 50, 51, and we had 74.
Well, they made an adjustment at some point because they came out and they couldn't. Klingon was affecting all their shots near the rim. They were putting up a bunch of bricks, and the fact that we put up 72, I think it was 72 points we put up at the half,
Yeah,
and with the first 6 minutes of that game being hideous basketball from the Heat, just
yeah,
goes to
it
show you
was
like, bro, there was games last year that we would have 72 points at the end of the fourth quarter. There would be like 3 minutes left and we'd have 75 points.
it was really bad basketball. And yeah, we was 72-65 at the end of the second quarter. And I think the adjustment was, and I noticed it with originally when Ware was still getting minutes in the beginning of the game, Ware started spacing the floor, or at least attempting to. He wasn't hitting. But I feel like in this offense, sometimes Ware keeps on hanging out in the paint and like looking for rebounds. But when you have a shot blocker like Klingon, like you kind of want to, with the drive and kick game we're playing, you kind of want Ware to
Hmm.
step out a little bit. And I think once Ware stepped out, and then ultimately once we switched from Ware completely and had Jovic playing the five, and Jovic was hitting threes tonight, you kind of couldn't have someone parked in the lane because you park somebody there, you're gonna get punished. And Klingon's a good shot blocker. He
No,
when he
he
was in
is.
the game and when he was there, he was effective. He was a little scarier for them to be going
I
against.
don't
He
know
is a
if you noticed.
huge person.
I don't know if you noticed in the fourth quarter there was a stretch where neither team was playing a center, like a traditional center. We had
Yes.
sat Ware and they had sat Klingon. I think they were running like Jeremy Grant at the five,
Yeah, that's exactly.
and
I
we
think
were
that
running with
Jovic
it
kind of
was
being the five.
Jovic, Pella, Wiggins. Those are the biggest guys. Norm and Davion, I think, were the closing five there. We
Yeah.
weren't running with a five.
No. I mean, Jovic is big. He's and he forget Jovic is six
Yeah, but
ten.
he's built like a old Dutch woman.
That's the thing. I'm like, dude, there was one, I mean, maybe one or two, but there was a couple possessions this game where like he remembered when he puts his shoulder down that he's 6'10" and a, a heavy guy and you can
Yeah.
kind of push people out of the way and score. He forgets that. He definitely forgets to put his body into people, and he needs to start taking the notes out of Jaylen Brown's book. Get your hairline right into someone's chest, get your shoulder right into their chest, and just, make your way to the basket.
I was never worried about Nico's game though. I always
Were you
I think he's gonna figure it out. I think the talent's there. He just has to get used to this new system.
Were you ever worried about his hairline?
Nico's?
Yes.
No, I'm mostly just worried about his nose.
He is a hero for people like me, I will say.
Yeah, you kind of you're fall from the same branch.
I will say I think I'm gonna give myself some credit here. I think his is maybe more profound than mine.
Certainly, I think he has
Tonight,
double the nose that you have.
yeah, which is a lot to say. Also Hawkes has a sneaky big nose, so I want to point that out too. It's
Sneaky, very low key, but yes.
Yeah, very low key big nose. So it's cool to like be able to reflect in players. I used to have hair similar to Hawkes's too. So to be able to just like kind of identify in some of these Heat players, like I feel like I could be out there. I couldn't, but I feel that way. So that's that's just where I'm at. But let's move on. I did want to preview very quickly that the NBA Cup is happening. We're in the middle of it. We just played our first NBA Cup game. It was against the Hornets. That's why we ran up the score a little bit at the end. Point differential matters here. For those who don't know, which I expect is a lot of people, what the NBA Cup is. The NBA Cup is an in-season tournament. It's the new name of it. It's a group stage format in which teams are put into different groups, and then they take their record out of those groups, and the best team of each group moves into the next stage, which is weirdly enough called the group play. That's their branding on it could be better. We'll get into that. But the point being, there's three groups in each conference. We're in East Group C. The teams that are in our group are the Heat, the Bulls, the Hornets, the Bucks, the Knicks. This is not the same every year. These are organized by pulling one of the teams with the three best prior season records in a conference, one of the teams with the 4th through 6th best prior season record, one of the teams with the 7th through 9th best, 10th through 12th, 13th through 15th, etc. They try to get like one good team, one, and so on and so forth, try to even it out, similar to how like this would work in a soccer league or in other group stage formats for gaming even. Uh, so that's why we're playing against these teams. If it were up to me, they would do it by conference, by divisions and just keep it static, but they like to be confusing. So we've played one of our total of 4 games that are in this first stage. We obviously beat the Hornets. The next games we have that are in this will be November 14th at the Knicks. This is a home court game for Knicks. November 21st at the Bulls. This is a home court game for the Bulls. And November 26th, Bucks, who are the former champions of this, at home. Uh, we will be playing them. If we beat these teams, if we have the best record amongst these teams, then we will be moving on into a do or die elimination style game. All these games count towards your regular season wins. The only game that does not count is if you make it to the finals of the tournament. If you make it to the finals, that game does not count towards anything. It doesn't exist really. All it counts for is you win money. If you win the championship, the team that wins the championship, each player gets $500,000. Uh, if you reach the championship game, each player gets $200,000. Reaching the semifinal game, each player makes $100,000. Reach the quarterfinal game, each player makes $51,000. I know this doesn't sound like anything to you or to most people, or well, actually to us, it sounds like a fuck
Yeah,
ton.
that sounds
You
pretty
know,
good.
I know you probably think it doesn't sound like a lot to NBA players, but you have to remember that this is a deep roster, and I think this goes to everyone on the team, not just the players. Like everyone, like on the coaching staff, like throughout it, and even if it's just the players, there's players on the roster, especially on our roster, who don't make a lot of money. Uh, you make an extra 500K. I mean, even LeBron, look at him. He's made the most money, out of most people in the world. And
They
LeBron will
won
do
it. They
anything for an
won it
extra
last year
500K.
or 2 years ago, right?
The Lakers won the inaugural in-season tournament. Yes. And they hung a banner.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They, I, I think they were forced to hang a banner, because they've won a lot of championships. I, I did want to ask more so than even just like make predictions about what'll happen. It's like that's predicting games 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now. Knicks, Bulls, and Bucks, just taking it at face value. If we're healthy, I think we're probably it's an even fight. It could be anyone's game against any of these teams,
Hmm.
depending on what the scheduling is. Uh, but more so, just wanted to talk about how you feel about the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup. Do you think that while right now, very honestly and very clearly, most people probably don't care, like most fans don't care about winning an in-season tournament championship, do you think after enough years, this might start to have some credibility, especially if one year we finally get like the team that won the cup also wins the championship, or like just some rivalries maybe that continue to happen throughout of like season after season. The Bucks are always in the cup, like all like they're the early season, they're always the early season best team. Do you think that eventually this will matter?
I think it will, but the prize needs to change. I think
Yeah,
it's similar. The only way I've ever seen this work, different setting, but all-star games, the MLB. So the winner of the MLB All-Star game, they get home field advantage in the World Series.
yeah,
That matters, you know. I don't think these guys care about 500 grand. I think the concept is cool. I like the concept. It's similar to European soccer,
Mhm.
soccer around the league, around the world. Uh, but they have like these random little cups throughout the season just to add a little, you know, something else to look forward to throughout the season.
It's another storyline, something,
It's
just
another
something fun.
storyline and also bragging rights.
Yeah.
It became part of like the soccer culture. So like let's say like the FA Cup in the Premier League, like that's a huge cup that people always try to win or whatever. It's not the main award of the league, but teams try to go out there and win. They win that for bragging rights.
Yeah.
It's a culture thing. I think it's gonna take some time, but I do like the concept of it.
I think to your point, like the money thing, like I think it roots on some players more than others, obviously. I do feel
Hmm.
like in general, players play harder in in-season cup games or NBA Cup games. I feel like it's felt that way. But I do think they need to give fans a reason to care too. And I know like it's a delicate balance on like you don't want to give it too much weight so that it like really impacts what happens at the end of the year. But you need to give it enough weight where like me as a fan, I care that the
Hmm.
team won it. And it maybe eventually I'll just care that we won it because it'll matter and I'll say, oh, well, we won the cup and, that's it. But I feel like there should be more to it. There just should be something to just give it some credence. And they do try to make it feel special. They have the courts, which I did want to ask you too. How do you feel about this year's courts selection? If you've I did include a link in the doc, but I could send it to you too in the chat.
There
You
is
probably.
one that stands out as one of the worst ones.
Oh, I think I know which one.
I think it's Minnesota,
Yeah, that's
the
that's
lime
bad.
green one.
Did you see the game that they played on it?
I saw clips of it. It doesn't
Yeah, the
look good.
clips, yeah. No,
It does not
it
look
is
good.
I think people are needing to realize that when you go too bright or aggressive of a color,
I like the Heat's
it
the Heat's
the heats this year is great. The trophy gold, it's like
I
not
like it.
yeah, it's not too aggressive. It looks like a regular court almost, but just has like a little bit more oomph to it. I like
Hmm.
the gray courts a lot, personally. I think gray courts look
The
cool.
gray courts do look nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I need to see footage of the Utah court. It's purple. I like purple. It's one of my favorite colors, so naturally I'm inclined to it, but I feel like it might be too aggressive. Being
Yeah, that Minnesota one is rough.
No, the Minnesota is by far, without a doubt, the worst one of all the ones this year. There's just no way that anyone is worse than that. Um, I think the red ones sometimes can get aggressive on the eyes if they're too bright red, like blood red.
I feel like the first or second season that the Heat did that the NBA did this, the Heat was red. I didn't like it too much.
No, it was too much. It was glary. I think the blues, the greens, the grays, they're a little bit better, a little bit safer. I think what would be really cool is if we ever get a black one. I feel like the Heat just look like a black court with white lines, like the black and white jersey style on the court. I think that'd be
That would
that'd be
look
pretty
nice.
interesting. I don't know if they'd be like, that's a lot of ink, a lot of black ink. But regardless, yeah, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun just to see. I think we have a chance at it too, based on how we're playing. Um,
If we get healthy, I think so.
if we can get fully healthy, I think we
I don't
would
know.
we would definitely.
Wouldn't you like to say like the Heat won the NBA Cup?
Yeah,
I
it's just
think
it's
it's a
whatever.
nice little
I'll care about it when my team wins it.
correct.
Yeah,
And then
when my team wins.
as long as we're not winning, I'm always gonna say it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And then as I think also as more moments happen, like I think the Pacers and the Bucks played in the last cup, and that was like a good game, and it was a fun game with moments. No, I'm sorry, the Pacers and the Cups and the Bucks played in the semifinals. It was the Bucks and the OKC Thunder that played in the
Yeah,
cup, I
you know
believe,
what
last
game is
year.
gonna be aesthetically pleasing on the eyes? Knicks at Knicks. I think that's on Thursday. Do we play them in New York? We play them in New York this week at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we do.
And
Yep.
their statement jerseys are like the black ones. I don't know if you've seen them. They look really nice.
Uh, oh, I haven't seen the Knicks black jerseys.
And
I
then
love black
we'll probably go
jerseys.
with the white jerseys on their blue court. That's gonna look nice.
Oh, those are nice. That's gonna be a nice game. Yeah, it's like
And
a video game
I think
game.
we got that game on Prime.
With that, yeah, I think that is one of our only. It's a cup game. I think that's one
Hmm.
of our only national games right now, unless we
Yeah,
get flexed onto more. We were one of the lowest teams scheduled in national games,
I think we're gonna
which
end up getting flexed into some.
we have to if we keep playing the way we're playing. I think we'll get some flex games, especially because some teams are playing worse than people expected. But we're right now, look, we're looking good. Which this is going to bring me to my two next things. I did want to do a slight, very quick preview on one of the best teams in the East. Unarguably the Cavs. Uh, We play them twice. Our next two games are against the Cavs. Uh, just some quick stats to throw at you. Aside from the fact that they completely mollywopped us in the playoffs last year, and I think had like some of the highest point differentials ever for a playoff series beating us. It was embarrassing. I was at one of those games. It was one of the worst times I've ever had watching basketball. I questioned truly my like Heat fandom in those moments. I wanted to trade everybody after that game. I was done.
No,
Thankfully,
those
like
were disheartening games.
cooler heads prevailed. It was bad. The Cavs have the second highest 3 points attempt per game out of any team, not percentage wise, but they shoot the most. They shoot the second most threes. The only team that shoots more than them is the Celtics. And also interesting that most of their threes don't come from the corner. A huge percentage of their threes come from the top of the key and the wings. That's where they're shooting. They shoot a low percentage of threes from the corners. It's a lot of top of the key and from the wings.
Okay.
Uh, they're middle of the pack in terms of makes, which I mean, if you're shooting a shit ton of threes and you make them at a middle of the pack rate, that means you're getting a lot of points because, you know, threes are worth more than twos. We're both of us are top five in steals. We're pretty much tied. We're both top 10 in net rating. We're technically slightly ahead of them in net rating right now. We are currently top two team in getting points in the paint. They're a top 10 team in preventing points in the paint. They got, you know, Mobley and Jared Allen there. And then, you know, one last thing here, or two last things here. Donovan Mitchell, I was looking him up. He is currently shooting 60.7% from two and 43.7% from three. Um, just on a heater right now. That
Wow.
is nuts. Yeah. But one thing I will say, I was looking at projected wins earlier as we were kind of talking about. And we are currently projected to win. Again, this is early season, but we're 10 games in. These samples are starting to matter. But we are currently projected to win more games than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I don't see that happening, but that's nice.
Yeah, they are projected to win 53 games right now. We are projected to win 58 currently. That's a expected win over 82 games based on our efficiency currently and based on their efficiency currently.
And I'm assuming they take into account also strength of schedule going forward.
I believe so. I believe they take into that account. They remove garbage time from games. It's all based on points per 100 possession. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen,
No, I
but
don't think so. I think the Cavs are going to be the one seed. Uh, they're man, they're good. They're a
they're a good team.
solid team. I'm looking at their roster right now. Lonzo Ball, where's he? Not playing too much, to be honest.
No, he's still slowly easing himself back in. It seems like from that injury. I mean, from the million injuries that he has had. I know Jalen Tyson is a new player for them, and he's been playing pretty well.
Oh wow,
He shoots the damn ball really well. I think he's one of the best shooters in the league right now.
that's a nice little stat line. What's my boy Thomas Bryant got going on?
Oh, that
No,
guy Jalen Tyson's shooting 49% from three. Uh, has a 66.7 effective field goal rating, 93 percentile in the league. Just one of the
this is a
best
draft
shooters in
pick,
the league.
right? Tyrese Proctor.
I believe so. Yeah, I don't know. Has he played?
Yeah, he's playing, but he's not playing great.
Yeah. No, he's not. I mean, I can't imagine he's getting that many minutes. No, he's played 90 minutes total in their 10 games.
You should
He's
see
one of
what I could
their
do in 90 minutes.
they might benefit from your shooting. But yeah, man, they got a good team. Darius Garland's not even really back for them yet. He's played two games. I don't know what happened that he was in for two, out for two, or out for a bunch of these games. But at the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell's just on a heater of heaters. They have Evan Mobley, who's having a little bit of a down year, it seems like, in scoring. But
It's a
Jared
solid stat
Allen as
line.
well, DeAndre Hunter, Lonzo Ball. They have a roster of Dean Wade, the second best D Wade in NBA history.
I still don't know how I feel about them in the playoffs, though. Now, granted, I'm saying that as a Heat fan, that we got absolutely throttled by them last
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, we have
But I'm
no
not
right
talking
to
about.
like say anything. Yeah,
But I'm not
but
talking about us. I don't know. Could they hold up with the New Yorks of the world? Milwaukee, I think, would give them a run for their money.
no, I don't. I just don't. I don't know.
Those
I
more
don't trust.
experienced teams, I think, would be an issue for them.
Look, call me a hater, and I don't care. Um, I'm just not a Mobley guy.
I want to like Mobley, but my love for Bam doesn't allow it.
Yeah, that's
You
part of
know,
it. That's part of it. And then I just feel like though, like don't get me wrong, I see the flashes like everyone else does. I see that he's talented, but I feel like so often people keep talking about him by what they project him to be and not about
mm,
what he currently is. And
yeah.
I
No one
don't. I
else.
just don't feel like he's really
He's
carrying
t-
the team at any point
he's
in time.
24. He's so young.
No, he's super young.
If this guy takes another leap or two, I mean, we're
Oh,
talking about a top 10 player in the league.
yeah. Again, like the potential is all there, but people keep talking about him like he's there already, right now, all the time, and it's like, not yet, not yet.
I also never got over. I don't know if you ever saw this quote. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when the Cavs made the playoffs with Jared Allen, and he stunk it up. And he had this
The
quote that he
lights are
was
too
like,
bright.
"The lights were too bright."
Yeah,
I
he
don't want any player on my team saying that. Even if the lights were too bright, you don't say that.
he has had a good sense of humor about it. He had a follow up quote this
Yeah,
year, I think,
I
about it.
saw he's been a good sport about it, but still, like I do not want my any player on my team saying that.
No, actually terrible. But I will say that I am just in general. I don't like to like make fun of Jared Allen because he's just seems like one of the nicest guys in the
Oh,
NBA.
an absolute teddy bear.
Just yeah, just like kind of a nerd. It seems too. Just a
I
good
love his
guy.
sense of style.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a good hang. Definitely a good hang.
Definitely a good hang.
And we did talk about this a little bit too before the game. I don't, I'm not gonna make really any strong milk or well, I'll make one strong milk or wine take for the shits and giggles on this. But like in terms of what we're projecting, in these next two games, like win both, lose both, split it. I think it's gonna be a split, probably, right? Has to be a split.
I would assume so.
I'd be I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised by both of the other results.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, I don't see us taking both these games on the Cavs. I think a split is in order here.
I'd be yeah, I'd be in order. I'd be definitely most surprised if we won both. I'd be kind of surprised if we lost both,
And I
and
also
then
wouldn't be too surprised if we lost both.
it could happen. It could happen. They're a very good team,
They're a
but
good team, and we're injured, and
we are injured. But it's like a back to back in Miami. Like I mean, not a back to back. It's two games in a row in Miami. You think if they win one, they celebrate in Miami the next day. They
what
get
you
the
would
Miami
want
flu.
is for them to be in Miami like from today or like from
Yeah,
yesterday, I guess.
like just already hanging out
Where
here,
they at? Where were they?
just
They were in
sipping
Chicago on
margaritas
Saturday. You hypothetically you would want them to fly in from Chicago yesterday.
Sunday. Yeah,
Spend Saturday and Saturday night, Sunday nights in Miami,
I hope so.
and they
I
went
hope they.
out, obviously.
I, I hope they had a good time partying in Miami. It would be really nice. So my only milk or wine take that I'm having for this game, and this is based on nothing besides pure love of the sport. My milk or wine take, we'll see how it ages. I think Norman Powell's gonna have his best game of the season in one of these games. Purely off of I think he knows as Heat fans, I think he can read the between the lines and that Heat fans need a win here. They need to know that like what happened last year is not gonna happen again because Norm's here now.
Mm,
So I think Norm is maybe gonna take it upon himself as the vet of the team to be like,
I can
I'm
see
not
that.
gonna let us
I
lose
can
two
see that.
games to the Caps. That's my hope. That's just off of willpower. And I mean he has been playing great. It's not like he's been playing bad, but
I got you with a club breakout in one of these Cleveland games. I'll give,
against those two players is tough. That would
yeah,
be really cool if he
yeah,
does.
but I think he takes the matchup personal, and I think he wants to show like, hey, I'm not that guy. Like I'm not the guy from last season.
You're right. I would love that. That's a nice. We'll see how this ages. We'll see
I
how this
really want
ages.
Nico and Kalel to get it going because if you get Nico and Kalel going, and then Hyman's gonna keep going, Norm is gonna do his thing. Davion's an underrated player that we haven't talked about a lot. I think he's
He's so
averaging
underrated.
9 and 7.5 assists.
That's the thing. Him,
Doesn't
I
turn the
mean,
ball
him and
over
two.
tons.
No, he's actually pretty safe with the ball, which is a huge like
I think he has one of
advantage
the
of
best
his.
turnover ratios in the league. Assist
Him
turnover
and
ratio.
Drew Smith just like
Solid.
do
Solid.
just do all the stuff. Just do all the stuff. Drew Smith in that Hornets game was a plus 21 and he scored 5 points. Like that's he was tied for the highest plus minus in that whole game and it was just off of being fucking Drew Smith. Just being Drew Smith. Yeah,
I love it.
Davion Mitchell in terms of turnover rate, he's been great for us. He's getting over 5 assists most of these games and just playing great. But yeah, I like those Mocha Wine takes. I still think we're gonna split it. I hope we're gonna split it. I mean, it kind of one of them. My takes is relying on that kind of happening. I did have a few random things I did want to throw at you,
Mm.
just to take your takes. First, I mentioned this earlier. I did want to quiz you. Do you know who did have the first highest scoring quarter? First quarter. So we had the second highest first quarter scoring in
Man, I
history against the
saw
Hornets.
it. Is it Golden State?
It is Golden State. It was
And
in
it is
2023.
2023. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How
Do
many
you
did
want
they
to?
put
Do you
up?
want
You want me to guess?
to? Do you want to guess just what the end, like what the total end game was, like how much they won by at the end of the game?
They probably won by 50 plus or 40
Yeah,
plus.
they won by 56 against the Blazers.
And their
Eh,
first quarter score that was the highest all time. What was it? 55, 56,
it was 55, 55.
55.
Yeah, just above us. They had Stephen Curry with 8 points, Klay Thompson with 17
In
points.
the first quarter?
Uh, yeah. Uh,
It was one of those quarters where Clay just caught fire.
yeah, Klay with 17, Steph with 8, Jordan Poole with 12, Moses Moody with 6.
Right.
Yeah, it was all around.
It was an
Everybody was scoring.
onslaught from the beginning.
Dante DiVincenzo was on this team, which I forgot that Dante DiVincenzo played for the Warriors at one point.
Completely forgot that.
Yeah, that was surprising to see there. But yeah, they won the first quarter 55-27 against the Blazers. Um, the Blazers had Kevin Knox, Nate
Jeez.
Williams,
Wow.
Trendon Watford, a very young Shaden Sharp, and a Skylar Mays as their starting lineup.
Never met the bloke.
Yeah. Yeah. It was tough. And this was also an end of the year game. It was April 9th, and this determined seeding for the Warriors in the playoffs. So it was like not a must win
That
because of
was
the
the
Blazers, but
Warriors championship team, right?
yeah, I believe 2023.
Was it
No,
2022 that they won? No, that was
I
2022 that
think
they won the championship. 23 was
yeah,
Denver. Yeah, it was Denver against Miami.
Denver. Yeah, no, which Jokic
Yeah.
reminded of us the recent time he was on
I saw that with
the
UD.
the the prime show with UD. Which shout out to UD. UD's been wonderful on that show. They and Jokic even said it that he said this
The
is much
coverage is much,
nicer.
yeah, this is much nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he likes it. So I just wanted to bring that up as a quick quiz. Also, this isn't a quiz, just a fun fact. StatMuse pointed out Jovic's game from the other night, which is cool for Jovic to be getting national recognition. But they do not have a picture of Jovic. They
They've
continue to
been
use a
doing this
picture
for
of
so long,
Jokic.
and they're really just milking it at this point. Every game that he scores, like he has a stat muse worth post like stat line. They just post a picture of Jokic.
Yeah, that's continuing
Not the same
just
person.
Jokic. No, no, I wish they were. I wish Jokic could play for both of our teams. I wish that after he's done with the Denver game, he could just, even if it was half, even if he could just play half of our
I'll take
games,
a
I would
quarter.
be,
I'll take a quarter of
yeah,
Jokic.
just some 20 something games of Jokic playing for the Heat. That would be wonderful. Next thing I wanted to run by you. I'm, the biggest Oklahoma City fan in Miami. I think I can, take that crown for myself. I think I've earned
Mhm.
it. OKC is currently 9-1 while still dealing with a shit ton of injuries. Still having most of their players out besides Shea. Shea is a win factory. They are currently, from that same site, Cleaning the Glass, projected to win 69.6 games. Do OKC, this is a twofold question, do they win over 70? And do they win over 73? Do they win 74 games?
No, I don't think those kind of stats are going to be broken just because you're going to get load management. Uh, the West is good, man.
They're
They're
so
gonna.
good. But
I don't know what their schedules look like so far. They have some pretty good wins here. Let me see. Houston's a good win. Man. Looking at their schedule, they've played nobody. Like they've played
which
absolutely nobody. Look, fine.
so
You go
that
play
explains
nobody
why
and
they won it.
still,
And that explains why they won it without, like, the only impressive part is that they won those games without their players.
yeah, yeah. No, no.
Yeah.
9-1. That's incredible. No matter who you're playing against, they've had some wins here and there where
Oh, and I'm sorry, they're actually 10-1 now. They won a game tonight.
okay, yeah, they beat Memphis, which.
And that doesn't mean anything right now,
But then coming up, they got
unfortunately.
Golden State, LA, Charlotte, New Orleans. I mean, their schedule is cupcake to start
It's
the season.
they
At
got
some
that
point,
that's very but when by the time it gets hard for them, they're gonna have their players healthy.
that's a good point. I could see them winning
They
65
they won
plus.
s- they won 68 games last season.
They won 68 last season.
Yeah.
I could see them breaking the 70 point. If they can
They
keep
they
this up through the cupcake part of the schedule, because I mean, look, they got just to finish out November, they got Golden State, which winnable game, LA on
that's
any given
it
night,
depends. Yeah.
Charlotte, New Orleans, Sacramento, Utah, Portland, Minnesota, Phoenix, Portland to finish out
That's a
the
lot of
month.
wins.
Like that's a lot
That's a
of
lot
that's
of
all wins.
But thing is also when you talk about the Thunder, like it's really hard to say teams that you're like that's a loss.
Man, we're looking at
There's
they're staring at the down the barrel of a dynasty.
yeah, they are so good, man. Just so good.
When do we play them? I don't want to play them, to be honest.
I love Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't want to play that team. Don't make me play them.
Well, we don't have to play them until January 11th.
Yeah, just to look at it as well.
Oh, and then
Shea
we
Gilgeous
play
is
them. We don't play them all season, and then we play them twice in 1 week.
nice.
Go
Yeah,
to
like oh,
hell.
so like that. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time against them. Hopefully they're resting somebody.
Unlikely.
Yeah. No, they still haven't they've only gotten 6 games out of Chet. They still have not gotten any games out of J Dub, the other the
That's
primary
right.
Jalen
They're missing
Williams.
J-Dub.
Yeah. Alex Crucial has only played 6 games. Isaiah Joe, which is huge for them, which is shooting the hell out of the three ball, has only played 5 games for them. Their Lou Dort has only played 7 games.
But they've also had now the coming out party of AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, they just that guy just came out of nowhere and is just
I would
really
say
good at
the only
basketball.
person that's had a better season off the bench besides Jaime is AJ Mitchell,
Yeah, if you're talking about
which is
six man of the
insane
year
to say because
contention,
if you look at Jaime's cell line, it's pretty nuts. But AJ
no,
Mitchell's
but
got
AJ Mitchell's been a motherfucker.
what's he shooting
Which
from
leads
three?
me to another point here, not about OKC. I was looking at a recent thing. It was showing Cade Cunningham's and Jalen Duren's last 5 games.
They're hooping.
Uh, is Detroit the best team in the East?
They're playing like it. They're playing. Let me see. Let me take a look real quick what Detroit got going on. They're 7-2.
7-2. I just want to call out they lead the league in blocks. They're top 10 in steals. They're top 5 in rebounds. They're top 3 in offensive rebounds. They have a top 5 net rating in the league with a top 2 defense.
Well, they're playing right now. What are they? Let me see real quick what score at.
They've played Brooklyn, Utah, Memphis, Dallas, which is
They're
cupcakes.
down 10 to Philly right now, by the way.
Okay. Embiid has also been on a fucking heater
Mm-hmm.
now. They played Orlando. They lost against Cleveland. They beat Boston. They beat Houston. They lost against Chicago. Okay, they've had easy games. So I
Yeah,
think that's important to know. But I do want to call out in those 5 games, Cade Cunningham had 34 points, 1 rebound, 10 assists, 31 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 21, 6 and 18, and 36 and 10 in the last 5 games, not
yeah.
including the one that he's playing currently tonight. Jalen Duren had a 30 and 11 game, and the game before that, a 22 and 22 game. Uh, there's also a 33 and 10 game in there, and a 20 and 13 game. Yeah, they're just
They're a problem.
Cade Cunningham is ascending.
He is.
He's actually
What's
he's
the
actually
boy?
ascending.
What about my boy Duncan Robinson? What's he up to?
What's he up to on this lineup on this team?
He's shooting. Well, he's shooting 39% from three.
That's low for him. I feel like a little low,
No,
but it's still
39%. The 39 is good.
no. That's good. That's good.
What's he? How many attempts? Let
How
me
many
see.
shots per game is he getting?
39 on what is this? I don't know how to read this. On 7.1 attempts.
That's a good amount. That's not bad. They're
Yeah,
using him.
he's putting those things up there.
They're using him. No, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna end up with the best record in the East. But to be honest, like when I look at them, that's the team I'm most scared of playing.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with the best record.
I don't want to play against Kid Cunningham. I don't
No,
like him.
Kate
I mean, I
Cunningham's
like
tough.
him a lot. I just don't like him as an enemy.
You know, I
I
I
don't want
owe,
him.
I have a lot of respect for him for what he endured a lot of crap years in Detroit.
That was the next thing I'm going to bring up. People forget that he endured that 28 loss in a row season.
Yep, he was part of that.
There was a clip of him leaving the court one game, like almost with tears in his eyes,
I
just
saw that
walking
clip
off.
today on Twitter that he was literally
Yeah,
in tears.
it's he did not like to lose, and he never like. I mean, honestly, like
No, you never heard any complaints out of him.
all the credit in the world to him. Their coach, I forget the name of the coach there for the Pistons, which I should know because he's a
JB
good coach.
Bickerstaff.
Yes, their coach has said that Cade is like one of the highest character people he's ever met. Just one of the best people he's ever met. And I don't think he's just blowing smoke based on like everything we've seen. The few interviews I've seen of Cade Cunningham and how he carries himself too, like he just seems like a good dude and who's really, really, really good at basketball. And also that meme you sent me a while back keeps flying around with his picture on it.
You
You
get
just
pissed
got
on?
pissed on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's actually becoming their team slogan. I think they're like posting it up there every game now.
I mean, how could it not be?
You just got pissed on.
He just got pissed on, and people are getting pissed
I
on left and right.
Yeah. No, Cade Cunningham is really fucking good at basketball. He's 6'6". He's only 24 years old, by the way. So he is going to continue to be better at basketball.
That's scary.
And he is a monster. He is a very strong, big build. He knows how to pass the ball well. He can score just about from anywhere. Yeah, that's the kind of player that like you trade a lot of stuff for. Un Unlike the kind of player that Jaw is currently right now. That's just not looking good in that area.
Let me see his box score from tonight.
Has he put up one good game yet? Like,
I think last game he played all right. Today he put up 11 points on 3 of 18 shooting. Shut the hell up. This
oh,
can't be
3 of
real.
18?
No, this can't be real. That's a tour date.
That's tornado stats. Fuck.
And he was negative. He was minus 23.
This
Oh,
is against the Thunder, right?
yeah, against the Thunder.
That's what they do.
He's shooting
That's really
he's
bad.
shooting 37% from the field this season.
That's really, really bad.
No, you can't have that, dude. Right now, you know what? Would you send Khalil Ware and Andrew Wiggins to the Memphis Grizzlies for John Morant?
No,
No?
no. And I might be wrong. Maybe all he needs is like a change of scenery. I also think like in general, just because of like the offense we're running now that he hates, that he wouldn't be happy here. But even excluding that from the conversation, it's just he can't shoot the ball.
I don't think they would do it, but if that offer was on the table, like one first round pick, Khalil Ware and Andrew Wiggins for John Morant, I'm doing it.
But Wiggins is like maybe a guard of ours. Wiggins is like our wing depth. We don't really have that many.
We don't have a guard that they want. I'd rather trade Wiggins than Tyler.
No, I mean like I don't know, like Drew Smith.
No, but they don't, that's not you can't be the centerpiece of a trade.
I just don't want to be the team that's like bidding on him. Like I don't know.
Also, I think if that's the offer that we could put together, if that's how as far as you're willing to go for him, I think honestly anybody would beat that offer. Somebody else is gonna come beat that offer.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, but who? Who really is
There's
like
always a desperate team out there. Like someone like Brooklyn would come in and be like, "Hey, we have 4 Jews. You guys want any of them?"
you want one of our hey, we fucked up, we drafted 4 point guards. We'll give you all of them for your point guard.
For you just one point guard. Four
And
for
they're like,
one, that's a pretty
no,
good deal.
yeah, they just really try to sell you on that. Maybe that's their hope.
Maybe someone like
Also,
Toronto.
also John Morant and what's this other guy besides Michael Porter Jr. who's on that team? I'm forgetting his name right now. The one who scored 40 points with 0 assists on the
Cam
Brooklyn
Thomas.
Nets. Yeah, John Morant, Cam Thomas, and Michael Porter Jr. is some of the most disgusting, ugly hoops I think you
I'd
could
I'd
ever get
I'd
on.
get a league pass just to watch the Brooklyn
That's
Nets.
that's not real basketball. That's like park hoops.
Now that I think about it, Toronto, I don't think would be a bad
Toronto
fish.
is in. Toronto would be interesting.
I think it would be interesting. Him, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, that could be cool. Maybe they send out Ingram.
I'd probably RJ Barrett maybe.
Yeah, I've seen the Kings get floated around, but I'm like, are the Kings really going to
Kings
just double down
suck.
on being ass? Like,
You're just gonna keep being asked. Like I don't know who you're gonna trade.
but
Zach
that is like the
Levine.
most king. That is like the most Kings thing you would do, right? They're just like, fuck it, like
That
we're
team
going
is,
all in, all the chips.
and then those kind of teams are the ones that made me grateful to be a Heat fan because I have no idea what they're doing.
They're not doing. They were good for a season and then they
They had
ruined it.
one good season. They were like, nice. Now let's just like not do this
Um,
anymore. This is not
that's
fire.
that's not. We should just. They traded Darren Fox in a bad trade to the Spurs. They didn't get much out of it.
I
It's just
think
a
their first
gross.
mistake came in trading Tyrese.
Yeah.
They had their cornerstone. They had their franchise cornerstone, and they said, De'Aaron Fox is our guy.
Well, I'd say their first mistake was not drafting Luka Doncic to call back to what we talked about earlier.
Sure.
That's probably the first mistake.
They coupled it to a couple like it was like 3 years in a row they made like really bad mistakes.
Yeah. Man, Marvin Bagley over Luka Doncic is just a generational flop on terms
You
of
know what I like that they have a Keegan Murray.
Keegan. No, they actually do
I
have
like
like
Keegan Murray.
some. They have some players who are worth their salt. They just don't have a. Their roster construction is just absolute garbage. No
Who's
one can shoot the three ball on that team.
who's coaching that team right now?
Also, didn't they get rid of the redhead white velvet?
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, didn't they get rid of him too? And he was pretty good for them.
Where is Kevin Huerter?
He floated around a little bit. I feel like
I have many questions about the Kings. Who's their coach?
They've also went through several coaches in several years. Doug Christie is still their coach
Doug Christie,
currently.
huh?
Yeah,
That just won't do.
yeah. They just don't. They're. You're right, man. I am grateful that we are a fan of the team we're a fan of because
There's
it
been
sucks
good
to.
seasons, there's been bad seasons, but I've never really like. There has been times where I'm like, "What the hell are we doing?" But it's
But
always
for
like momentary,
momentary, like, oh, what are we gonna do next season? But I've never like been to the point where I'm like, there's no point.
where it's like 4 or 5 seasons of the same stuff, like shit in a row, and you're like, "All right, what are
No, we were
we?"
just in the finals a couple years ago. We
Correct.
really can't. Yeah. Every time we were in the finals, we go a couple years without being in the finals, and then somehow we end up doing, being competitive again. So we can't really. But to be a Kings fan is just tough. There's some teams that are like they're just stuck. Would you trade? I think there was a thing going around with comparing LaMelo Ball, Trey Young, and John Morant.
Hmm.
And who do you value most, or who do you think the league values most if all those players were to hit the trade market?
I would say Trey.
Trey, yeah, Trey has the most value, right? He
I would
he's
say
actually
so.
kind of proven something at some point in his career. But then LaMelo or Jaw?
Here's the thing. I'm such a Lamelo hater. Not I'm a Lamelo hater. I just think his style of play is
He's
never
not
gonna be
winning.
conducive to winning. It's never gonna get you to where you need to go. It's gonna be fun to watch. He does some stuff sometimes where I'm like, nice. He's really talented.
He gets chicks in the arena though.
He does get chicks
I
and
mean, you got to think about that.
did you ever see
There's
the clip of him of Julian Newman's sister? I don't know if you know who that is.
no.
It's like some like IG kid that he was supposed to be like highly touted in high school. He never grew past like 5'4". But
Yeah,
he
that'll
played
that'll
against, there was a game where he played against LaMelo and his sister was in the crowd. And his sister had a huge crush on LaMelo and she went up to him after the game and he's like, "Oh, can you follow me on IG?" And he goes, "Nah, I don't run it." And she's like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "Nah, I don't run it." Like talking about his Instagram, like he doesn't run his
his
Instagram
Instagram. Yeah,
page.
yeah. He he's probably one of the least educated players in terms of how he speaks.
He's hilarious.
I yeah, he's a lot of fun. Also I was talking to someone earlier today that if John Morant were to ever get traded to the Wizards, would they rename themselves back to the Bullets?
You got to. You have to.
Yeah, just rebrand, right? Again.
That's another thing I completely forget about that he was such a problem last season with the whole shooting guns or like having a gun out
And
on Instagram.
don't forget we're an open carry state too.
That's another thing people were saying. Like, yes, Miami is like the front office and the team is very like militant and stuff like that, but the city
It's like
is
the
it
worst
could be
possible city
yeah,
for
the
him.
city could be dangerous for people like him.
You're gonna catch if he were to get traded here, I'd go to Booby Trap the first day I see that he lands here.
Yeah,
Booby
but
Trap or Tootsie's,
he's gonna
just
be
do a
there.
little. He's gonna be at one of those places, one of those venues, and just to maybe see if we can get an interview with
And
John
he's
Morant
going to
there.
be carrying a firearm.
Of course, of course. Fucking John Morant, man, all the talent in the world, and that's what he does. But okay, I think that pretty much covers most of the topics I did want to hit on for today. Look, man, I brought the shirt. I'm feeling good. We might lose the next two games. There's a chance that it happens. We might lose the next two, but
Hmm.
we're sitting at a decent record right now. The team's still not healthy. As I was watching these games today, just as a last note, I kept thinking like, man, Powell and Hero both out there is going to be so much fun on the court. They're just going to
Cannot wait.
fire the ball. It's going to be so fast paced. The 3-point shooting is going to be spectacular. It's going to be.
The thing is,
I'm.
I need to like contain myself because I know how this goes. Everyone's gonna get healthy. It's gonna be one game that everyone's healthy, and then that game, someone else is gonna get injured. It's gonna be like Jaime is gonna get hurt, or knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But it's always that it's very hard for the whole team to be healthy at the same time.
Yeah,
I just
we
want to
can't lose
see it.
Jaime.
I just hope that we get to see it maybe for like 4 to 5 games where everyone's
Just
healthy.
a little stretch.
Let's see
Just a
how it
little
looks. I
stretch.
want to see how it looks with the full team.
Yeah, and it's happening. It'll be happening very soon. I think by the time that we're
I think by the end
a
of this
week.
month we'll be seeing that.
Yeah, by the end of this month, we should be seeing a fully healthy lineup as long as, fingers crossed, no other injuries come across this
Yeah.
roster, as long as no one else's house gets burnt down.
Mm.
Which fishy on that one. I want to hear some more investigative reporting on what the hell happened there.
It was
I did
Wemby.
have as a closing note, I did have a joke that I wanted to say, and I'm putting it at the end here
Yeah,
that
let's hear it.
I guess it's twofold, but if I was an opposing fans team like fan, I would be thinking that maybe Coach Bolster was involved in something with this Terry Rozier gambling Chauncey Billup thing,
Sure.
and he burnt his house down to get rid of all the evidence that it was a self-imposed job. And then secondly, Terry Rozier was just at Coach Bolster's house before getting indicted a couple of days.
Correct. Yes.
What if
Yeah.
what if Terry Rozier
Planted.
knows something, planted something, and just burnt the house down? Maybe there's a tie-in here. The mafia's involved.
Do you think they would give us access onto the property to investigate, to do our own investigation?
It seemed like they were just letting people take videos of the
It
property. I don't
seemed
know if you saw.
real like loose with it,
A
right?
little, a little invasive. They were just like, "Yo, and this is where his bedroom would
Yeah, this is
be.
his
Like,
bedroom, and here's the hallway.
yeah, this is where his kids would measure themselves." And it's like, what the like? This is
And
a
it's like,
little
who are
personal.
you?
Yeah, like, I don't. I thought that was too much, but
And honestly, our
yeah.
intentions would be, purely we're just investigating. We just want to get down to the bottom of this.
Why? How did your house burn down at 4 a.m. when no one's home?
The thing is,
It's a little weird.
we're gonna start asking the wrong questions or the right questions, and
Someone, God forbid, someone gets to the end of this podcast. If they make it here, we're fucked. This is
imagine,
over.
imagine Pat Riley listening to us right now. He's like,
I get
"Fuck
a
these
call
guys.
tomorrow.
These guys
It's like,
know."
hey, I'm gonna need you to just cut that shit. I'm like, I'm sorry, and then they just hang up. Like, fuck.
Could happen, man.
Wake up with horse head in the bed, some old school stuff.
You start digging, you might get too deep, and things will
If
get
anything
ugly.
happens to me, this is the proof that
Yeah,
this is the reason.
yeah,
But Lenny, thank you very much for
yeah.
joining me today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. We'll definitely be having you on again.
Yep.
Have a good one. And yeah, any last thoughts? Any parting words?
Simone Fontecchio, to the moon, to the moon.
To
Keep
the
buying
moon.
that stock. He's rising.
Data, brother. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.